Marriagetoxin is one of the funniest, most action-packed manga that I've read in years. I'm very surprised that this series isn't running in weekly Shonen Jump. No cap, this could be very high up on TOC. It has all of the elements of a popular modern manga, a very attractive femboy to rope in Annie Twitter, a sexless MC that is bishonen enough to catch the neurotic shoujo audience, strong-willed, multi-note female characters that are never sexually compromised for the sake of viewership, and villains that are more than their ability. But let's not forget, action sequences that, while not as cinematic as Sakamoto or as heart-wrenching as JJK, are quite over the top, but well thought out and strongly illustrated. Think Dandadan or early Chainsaw Man. The motions are fluid and the abilities are utilized in ways that will keep the reader engaged for each and every single panel. Marriagetoxin by Mizuki Yoda and Geomaku is a new action rom-com in Jump Plus. It's about a toxin user named Hikaru Jiro, the head of an assassin bloodline that utilizes poisons and traps to eliminate their target. Hikaru has spent his whole life training to take over the family business. As such, he has never gone to school, has few friends outside of his professional contacts, and has never had any meaningful interactions with females outside of his family members. Hikaru and his sister are pressured by their grandmother to produce an heir with their respective spouses, but that's not really an option for either of them. Upon embarking on a mission where he's tasked to eliminate Mei Kinosaki, a marriage swindler, he comes to the realization that he wants to get married. Hikaru doesn't want his sister to sacrifice her relationship for the sake of their family's own selfish goals, and he drums up a deal with his target. He'll spare Mei's life, and in exchange, Mei will coach Hikaru on how to talk with girls, how to date, and eventually find a partner that he can marry. What follows is a touching and exciting adventure for this ragtag duo as they embark on a hilarious mission of matrimony, and the growing cast adds so much to this action-packed story. The writing of Marriagetoxin is out of this world. The emotional moments never feel forced, and the humor is a strong balance of subtle and obnoxious. The cast for this manga are all adults, so there's a maturity to the themes that make this a refreshing shonen experience. I'm of the opinion that this is a better action comedy than Sakamoto Days. It feels very similar in execution, but the silliness doesn't take away from the plot. And Marriagetoxin's overall plot has a stronger direction, and I feel it's more relatable than Sakamoto's. The artwork of Marriagetoxin is quite similar to Tatsuki Fujimoto's non-Chainsaw Man work, which, TBH, you could interchange Fujimoto's style with Yukinobu Tatsu, Yuji Kaku, or Kasumi Yasuda, but that's the manga aesthetic for Shonen ATM, so take that for what you will. There's been a few color pages so far, and I really wish there were more. Mizuki Yoda's art is dazzling. He's an experienced mangaka that not only knows how to make character designs that pop, but his choice of colors is fantastic. He's a former assistant of Yuko Osada, and you can see similar vibrance with double spreads and color pages as you would in Shiori Experience. As the story develops, we see the friendship between Mei and Hikaru grow stronger, and the villains and supporting cast add much to the plot. Bug User, Water User, and Beast User all have peculiar abilities that, while they are presented as somewhat silly, are done so well. And to make another Sakamoto comparison, when the battles get even more ridiculous, it doesn't take you out of the fight. Hamsters running around and flying through the sky on a shark are received purely straight from the characters on page, and the way the battles play out make for some of the finest action scenes in Jump Plus right now. I think I know why I feel so strongly towards this manga and other Jump Plus manga over the last few years. The focus is usually on older characters, and the topics are relatable, so much so that the reader can pick up things that are going on in their own personal life that's being told through the manga. Let me break character for a moment and tell you guys some stuff that has really been getting to me lately. It kind of makes me feel insecure. My friends have been getting married and having kids, buying homes, new cars, getting great new jobs, the whole adult thing. And it's starting to get to me. During the pandemic, I was by myself. I would go months without seeing another person or speaking to anyone that I knew. And this was before I started making YouTube content. So I didn't have any sort of engagement with anyone really. That shit really fucked me up. And to be honest, I still think I have some, like, I don't know, mental issues or whatever related to that. The constant acid trips probably also didn't help. I went through a lot during that time, and I retreated to manga and anime to help patch up the isolation, so I can sort of relate to Hikaru wanting to break out of his shell and finally get married. This is totally gonna sound corny, but reading Marriagetoxin is a form of healing for me. Perhaps any of you going through something similar will find some solace in this manga too. All of this being said, it's sort of dull sometimes. Not bad dull, just boring and predictable. At times, there's too much action and not enough slower moments. This becomes apparent after the bug user arc. I want to see Hikaru go on more dates, but that aspect of his character development is really only explored in the extra chapters. But by avoiding Hikaru going out with all of these random girls, it keeps the manga from becoming a typical harem, so I guess it's okay, but I'd like to see a stronger balance of that going forward. I cannot speak more highly about Marriagetoxin. As of right now, there's less than 40 chapters, so I wouldn't say it's an absolute must read, but if you're looking for a companion piece to any other shonen comedy action that you may be reading right now, give this a shot. I'd sell my organs to see this manga get an anime adaptation. 9 out of 10.